Ladies and gentlemen, this is segment number 10 of the Ark of the Covenant by Michael Fazio. And in segment number 9, I kicked out the plug to the camera. I apologize, but I'm not going to do that one over again. We're just going to continue. The eyes that appear on the ends of the $1 bill that are part and parcel of the beasts are this set of eyes here, this set of eyes here. And on the opposite end you have the same set of eyes. When you turn the bill right side up, you have the eyes of what could be or appear to be a bullock. Now I'm going to turn this on end to show you what a bullock could appear to look like, so that you can see that this is a bullock inverted. Now when I take the bill and move it to the opposite end of the scale, this is a bullock and the horns that face upwards of the bullock. The eyes that appear of the angels of the Lord God face both before and behind. However, when you invert this, and it's not going to get inverted, but when you look at it from the opposite direction, you have again faces before and behind. These are the faces that are represented in Revelation 4:6 as the 4 living creatures that were covered with eyes in front and in back. Those are the first set of Revelation 4:6 in regards to the eyes that exist both forward and back. And to go one step further, I just happen to have this as wallpaper, and here in a relatively easy fashion you can see that the eyes that face before and behind are in fact facing before and behind. Now this pictograph that you see on your screen is in fact the bill folded, where there is a space between the beads. When you close this space up, it becomes a single end of a $1 bill. I did this because this is another series of pictographs regarding the ancient creatures called vampire bats that existed 300 million years ago. However, the eyes that face before and behind are here. These are the man-like creatures, the beasts that look like men that are not men, with the horns that appear to be the horns of a bullock or an oxen. These are the horns that appear to be like a bullock or an oxen from either end of the Ark of the Covenant or the reverse of the $1 bill. Now going back to a different pictograph, I'm going to show you, I only darkened this, I'm going to show you this pictograph again, which is likened unto a bullock or a calf. Now I don't know what the resolution is going to be on this camera, and you can see that I do a lot of this stuff by myself. So this is the calf, or one of the beasts that appears to be like a bullock or like a calf. It also appears to be the faces of men that appear on either end of the Ark of the Covenant from either this position or the inverted position, because when you invert the bill, again you see faces of men facing up on a 45-degree angle. Now when you take it and you go like this, you are very, very close to looking at the face of a bullock or a calf. If you can't see that, then you have what is called a lineal thinking mind. Now the way that you can see it better is when you hold your own bill, and you do this in the privacy of your own house so no one thinks you're crazy. When you hold your own bill, you can take the bill and move it around and fold it on a 15-degree arc like that. And the reason that you fold it on a 15-degree arc like that is because now, for the first time in your life, you are understanding how Euclidean optics works. Euclidean optics works by taking the surface of the structure that you are looking at and folding it in a methodology that mimics the same angle or curvature of the face that you are trying to see, and that is Euclidean optics. That is one way in which Euclidean optics works. So when you move it this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, you can clearly, beyond any doubt, see the face of a bullock, an oxen, and or a calf. You can also see the faces of the six-winged seraphim that have faces like a man, but is not a man. These are real, ladies and gentlemen. These are the pictographs that were placed on the Ark of the Covenant and on the reverse of the $1 bill, because in fact, I can tell you unequivocally that this Bible was written more to describe what occurs on the reverse of the $1 bill than it is to describe what Moses saw and received on the Sermon on the Mount. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ark of the Covenant that is on the reverse of the $1 bill that was spoken about, that would be found once again at the end of times and the time of the ends. Whether or not you choose to believe this is of little or no consequence. This is the way it is. I am the discoverer of these pictographs. By the end of this week, I am sure that some scholar or literary person that believes themselves to be scholarly in hieroglyphs, pictographs, pictography, Euclidean optics, geometry, one of these guys that think that they're such a genius that never saw any of this stuff before is going to say, oh, how did that guy from Howard Beach figure all of this stuff out? Well, I had help. But moving past that, let's go back to the pictograph that I have on my screen for a moment. And that pictograph is a pictograph, again, of the faces that face before and behind. And what you see here is a representation of the bullock's horns. However, the eye that appears on the base of this pictograph and the eye that appears here, when you count these lines that are inside this first portion of what would be the hinge section of the seraphim, when you count these lines are the 6 lines that represent the 6 wings of the 6th winged seraphim that appears as the creature or beast that protects the Lord God and says, holy, 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 blah, blah, blah. I don't know the rest of it. I have to read it. But those are the 6 winged seraphim that are discussed, that have eyes in front and in back. And the first living creature was like a lion. Now, the lion is discussed in another of my videos. The first living creature is like a lion. Well, that you're not going to see a lion, because these are pictographs and representations. But what you are going to see is the word one. In God trust one. Now, these were the 10 commandments that were given to Moses, and God and Jesus Christ and or Saint Michael, or the Archangel Michael, excuse me, are supposedly interchangeable. So if God and the representation of Jesus Christ on earth are interchangeable, and Jesus Christ is God, then Jesus Christ is represented as the word one. Well, Jesus Christ is a descendant from the tribe of Judah and is represented from the tribe of Judah as the lion. Therefore, the pictograph that represents the image or pictograph of a lion and is discussed in Revelation 4:6 as the first living creature was like a lion. And again, note very carefully that it says the first living creature, as in the number one creature. The first living creature, number one. The first living creature was like a lion. And that's the lion. And then we're going to go, the second living creature was like an ox that we already covered. The third living creature had the face of a man, which is in fact this face right here. The face of a man that appears on my computer screen. And the last living creature is like an eagle that also appears on the reverse of the $1 bill. The eagle is represented as the eagle on the reverse of the $1 bill. And there you have the four living creatures that are spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verses 6 through 8, interpolated by Michael Fazio, aka Hoodwinked by an Angel, and I need to get a bigger camera!